In the South Indian Ocean, midway between Madagascar and the coast of Antarctica, lies one of the last untouched places on Earth. With a population of only some 40 men and women, the French-administered Crozet Islands are a nature reserve, studied by biologists. Today, however, two hydroacoustic experts who work for the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty Organization in Vienna are on their way to the island for entirely different reasons.
The CTBTO is an organization that's installing an international monitoring system. The international monitoring system uses 4 different technologies for detecting nuclear explosions, potentially detecting nuclear explosions. These technologies are underwater hydroacoustic stations. There are 6 of these underwater listening stations, and we're moving towards installing one at the Crozet Islands. The ship will depart from La Réunion Island and travel over 2,000 kilometers south to the Crozet archipelago, in particular to Ile de la Possession, where we'll make the installation.
The journey to Crozet takes 5 days, and the team is on a mission to prepare the installation of CTBTO's last hydroacoustic station.
We are the only organization that has put in place a system like the International Monitoring System with close to 300 stations worldwide across the 4 technologies, which are seismic, infrasound, radionuclide and hydroacoustic, of course. And the Crozet Islands are the ideal observation point from the acoustic point of view. If you place your receivers there, you can hear sounds literally from the southern Atlantic all the way to the entire Indian Ocean almost. It is just like being in the perfect spot for the perfect lookout.
To install hydrophones deep in the ocean at one of the most remote places on Earth is a complex ocean engineering project. Hydrophones monitor sounds deep underwater and send their data via tens of kilometers of cables to a receiving station. From there, the data is transmitted to the CTBTO in Vienna. The Marion Dufresne is one of the world's biggest and most sophisticated oceanographic research and survey vessels. She has been built to withstand the extreme weather conditions which are often found around the Crozet Islands.
We are basically entering the region of the subantarctic front, which is a current that is one of the strongest current systems in the world and is one of the engines of the world climate, as oceanographers say. And we have had proof that it has been quite stormy tonight with more than 40 knots of winds, and it is a sign that we're getting close to Crozet, which is the place where we need to do our work.
Without an airport and harbour, and with its unpredictable weather, any logistical operation at Crozet can quickly turn into a massive challenge. But on arrival, the weather conditions are stable. Mario and high-tech equipment are helicoptered to the island, and the installation of the hydrophone receiving station begins. The work that needs to be done, however, is not restricted to the island. Jerry and a team of survey experts stay behind to clear the bay, so the station's cables can safely be put in place.
Notre rôle dans cette mission est de faire des surveys de bathymétrie et de magnétométrie, dans un premier but de détecter les câbles à récupérer qui seront récupérés par les plongeurs.
The survey team is successful and the divers are getting ready.
Ça va, vous n'avez pas froid? Tu la mets bien, hein? Non, non, merci Pierrot.
Wherever the divers go, our curious feathered friends accompany them. And all eyes are on their work. But penguins aren't the only ones watching. Every operation must follow strict environmental standards, closely supervised by the Environmental Reserve.
La réserve des terres australes françaises possède des terres mais aussi des mers. Et donc le chantier intervient dans la baie du Marin. Donc la réserve peut avoir un œil sur ce chantier-là. Donc c'est pour ça que je suis ici sur le bateau.
The work continues until late hours, and through the nights, Jerry and the team undertake offshore deep water surveys.
We have cables going out to north of the island, 40 to 50 kilometres, and the ship was able to run along the track along where we're going to lay the cable and just make sure that we understand the bottom profile. We need to understand the bottom profile because our cables are going to be on the bottom for over 20 years. We need to be very sure that we put them in places where they're not going to be abraded or damaged by the bottom of the sea.
Work pays off. Onshore, Mario has installed the receiving station and connection to Vienna has been established.
We have been installing with our contractors this entire hydroacoustic laboratory. So it is ready to receive the data from the underwater system. That comes into these two computers where the data from the north and south underwater triplets is formatted and then goes into CTBTO computers, which via a satellite link forward everything in real time to Vienna.
Having CTBTO here is really a huge added value because the monitoring system that is put in place by CTBTO isn't just applicable to the total interdiction of nuclear testing. It also picks up all sorts of seismic and natural sounds and infrasounds that are propagated in the sea. So we have a lot of whales in the Antarctic and subantarctic regions. The hydrophones will pick those up. They give us really valuable materials that enable us to do long-term studies. They will also pick up seismic movements, and for tsunami alerts, basically the CTBTO network supplies a lot of information as well. So it's very rich scientifically.
Returns to the Marion Dufresne, where a 3D map of the underwater landscape is nearing completion. The map will allow Mario and Jerry to determine exactly where to install the hydrophones and lay the cables later in the year.
So the mission's been a great success, but we have one more major job, and that's to come back in December to install the hydroacoustic station. At this stage, Crozet will be part of the network of stations listening out for nuclear explosions across the oceans of the world.